And then how do I better enhance the positive thoughts that seem to be more pleasant in general for my universe and for the community around me, and you know, and it's not being a Pollyanna of like, oh, everything's wonderful. It's being realistic. Like, I acknowledge that I have a lot of negative thoughts that go through my mind. I'm not going to hide them and say, oh, I'm perfect and all I think about is bliss and happiness. You know, I mean, I kind of laugh because I'm on this happiness panel tomorrow. There's a big conference that's not so big, in Burlington, Champlain College. There's a Gross National Happiness Conference put together by a wonderful student, and she had been in Bhutan, and I've also visited Bhutan, where they run their government seriously on gross national happiness. And so she got this idea, she was traveling there, and when I came back from Bhutan, I noticed that Vermont has approximately the same population as the country of Bhutan. So she decided, and then she wanted to have this conference, not from my stuff, but and then she just invited, could I sit on a panel tomorrow morning? And the panel is perspectives on happiness. And because my mom's been really ill, and one of my friends emailed me, and then I said, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I know about happiness right now. You know. But I do have some perspectives on happiness. But I think that's part of the thing is, why not, what's the problem trying to promote more happiness on the planet when, my God, we know there's enough suffering and war machines out there that are promoting something else. I just spent a couple weeks in the Philadelphia area with my dad, and he watches TV at night. So I watched a couple baseball games with him, and the commercials are endless. It's just so many commercials now. Like, it's just endless. And a few times I took the remote and just spaced around the channels, and more times you're on a commercial than on a show. And the commercials, the thing that was most shocking to me was, because sometimes I like to watch commercials, we don't have TV here, but occasionally if I'm visiting someone I'll watch the commercials, because it gives me a little bit of a pulse of what students are watching now that watch TV, because a lot of people watch TV, to see what are, you know, you only need to watch for like an hour and you got it all, basically, because they just run the same commercials again and again. The most frightening thing I noticed in the Philadelphia area, maybe it's here, I don't know, they have commercials for video games now, and they're incredibly violent games. It could be because I was watching a sporting event, so maybe they show more of the aggressive things they think more guys are watching. But it's just like, you know, one game's called Assassin, or I don't even know what they were called, but they're just killing each other with these mega weapons. And you know, this game has the latest model of machine gun. What are we doing on this planet? I mean, it totally freaked me out. Like, I'm glad I live in Vermont and don't have TV. Because it's really damaging for that stuff goes into your mind. So if you don't want to have more negative, aggressive stuff coming out, you have to protect what goes in. You know, you really have to be skillful. So, because I watched after an hour, we were watching something after an hour, and I just walked out and was like, okay, tell me when we're in the 9th inning, you know, or you just get blotto from it. It just didn't feel very good. So, and then sometimes I go into my mom's hospital room and they have the TV on, and I'm like, you know, I want to say, shoot that thing. You know, and then I realize that's violent. Shoot that thing. But honey, it's, you know, could be her last breath. They're going to have the TV on. You know, I understood some of it if you get talk shows because it can stimulate someone in her condition, but you know, I really wanted it limited and told them to limit it and stuff. But whew.
When you talk about happiness, is that not? We could be thinking of that as seeking something, and have to be careful that that's not something that gets in our way. Seeking is an aversion to non-happiness.
Right. Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things about it is His Holiness, the Dalai Lama once said that, somebody said, well, it's kind of selfish to, like, think that, like, I want to become a Buddha, let's say, so that I can really benefit others. And so you don't lose the perspective that I really want to benefit others. That's the end result, the goal. The means of getting there is to become a fully enlightened, a fully awakened being, a Buddha. Okay, that's what that means. Because then you're unlimited in your capacity. You're all-knowing, so you know exactly how to help somebody, exactly what to say to somebody, what to do for someone. So His Holiness, so they said, but isn't that selfish? You know, I'm just trying to get myself out of the cycle of suffering first. You know I want to benefit others, but really is, and then it's going to say, then be selfish in that way. You know, like, okay, like, fair enough, you do realize that you need to get there, and it's going to take some doing. And so I think the same with happiness is, certainly there's a level where we do seek happiness, or I do look at my mind and go, well, I really want to eliminate some of the negative tendencies and try to promote and enhance what's more positive in my mind. But the thing is, look, you know, there's always something, in a sense, that we're seeking, I think, until you're Buddhist. And even then you're seeking to help others. So better to seek something that's more positive, maybe. Again, you have to try it on and see, how do you feel from it? Do I like going after the pursuit of happiness and positivity and, you know, trying to promote good health in my mind and body? And does it lend to me helping others more? Does it get in my way? Am I more miserable? You know, you have to check for yourself. How does it become obsessive for you that you ignore everyone else for your own, you know, what you need and stuff like that? So I think, you know, that would be a bit maybe out of balance, perhaps. But if you're doing it kind of within reason, and, you know, but you'd have to kind of see on your own level, like that, how does that work in your own life?